Hey guys, welcome back to another DirectX engine tutorial. I believe this may be the last one, depending. Yeah, it should be the last one actually. So we've gone this far. But anyway, in the last tutorial we did input. So um, in this tutorial we'll create a game component class, which is the component where we're gonna create our like game scene or yeah, like a game scene, I guess you'd call it. So you don't have to put everything inside engine. So same thing I did in OpenGL. So it's just for DirectX. Probably, I don't even know if I should be doing a tutorial on this, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Since I already have done it before, I'm going to do it anyway. So I want to create a new class. Add is, wait, you know what? No, wait, no, do not create a new class. Do not create a new class. Because all we need is a header. We don't need a CBP file for that. So we want to go, click on header files, add, new item. Make sure you put a header file in there and call it game component. What we want to do is go if and def, like we always do. Number define. Okay. Class game component. Alrighty. So what we can do, we can include D3D11.h, and we also can include D3DX10 math h. Once you have done so, we're gonna go inside our class, public constructor. We're gonna call virtual destructor. You know what? Make sure you also, since we don't have CVP file, make sure you also put the brackets after it. Oh, I forgot the parentheses here. Make sure you put the brackets too. Why does it still cry on me? Maybe it's taking a while to take account for it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So we also want to call virtual bool initialize. And make sure you set that to 0 because it's going to be abstract. Virtual bool on a virtual void update. Same thing, set it to 0. Virtual void render. And we can pass in a ID 3 11 device context. Gonna pass in a D3DX view matrix. Oh, no, first you gotta call the D3DX matrix, so then call it view matrix. Uh, uh, and the same thing for projection. And set that to 0 as well. So that's all we need for this game component. So what you want to do, you want to go to engine, pass this somewhere around here. Remember, include game component. Pointer m game component. Let's go to our CPP file, RGU engine. Make sure you set it to null. What else do we? Make sure you delete it. Oh, we need something else inside of here actually, but let's just finish this real quick. And in here, trying to figure out what to initialize this. I guess I could call that. I guess I could call that then. Say if. Figure out if I should be calling it like that. Yeah, because that should work. Say if game component does not equal null. Say if game component initialize If it didn't initialize correctly, then return false. Another thing, what you gotta know, when you initialize this, make sure you do it after you do the resources manager. In case you want to do something inside of that initialize, you want to load something. So make sure you call it after the resource manager. As long as you call it after the resource manager, you should be all good. But anyways, if game component is null, then you say cout in case no game component. Or I don't know, it's not necessary, but I don't know, I just like to have it once in a while, you know. Anyways, you want to go to your update. PS should be somewhere before entity manager, I believe. Anyway, say if a game component does not equal null, you want to call update. And inside of render too. Oh wait, do we need render? Yeah, in case we want to render something else in the future, you know, in the future we want to render something else. So the game component does not equal null. Probably never ever used render, but I don't know. Maybe I may be wrong, but I'm just gonna have it. I'm just gonna include it anyway. You're gonna say and graphics get dx. Oh, I could get device context here actually. We call it view matrix, projection matrix, and that should be it for this. It's a simple class that we had to do. I did mention that we can need something else. I believe we can also be able, if you go to your engine header file, we also gonna have a function in here that we can be able to set our game component. Set game component. Pass in a game component pointer. Game component. And make sure we create our implementation, and you say game component equals game component. So once you have created a function for it, you want to go to framework header file real quick. Where are your framework? And inside initialize, you want to pass in a game component pointer game component. And you go to your CPP file framework, and game component pointer game component. After you created after you created the window, I don't know, I'm blinking out right now. You want to say engine, get engine, and you want to say set game component. So right now it's going to crash in the main, I believe, because it doesn't have one. So what you want to do is create a new class. Make sure class. You're gonna call it. I'm gonna call it game scene. I don't know. It could be game manager or a DX game. I don't know. I was just not sure what I want to name it. Base class is game component. Virtual destructor. Finish. There we go. If and def. Game scene. H. What did I do? What am I doing? Number define. Okay. There we go. Implement virtual methods. Okay, I'm too lazy to create all of this stuff, so. Anyway, so what we want to do in here, I'm going to call that. I believe you don't need a virtual. No, I'm going to leave it, but I don't think you need a virtual. Same thing as this, you won't need it, but I'm going to keep it in there just in case. Okay, So once you created that, okay, after you created your stuff in here, you want to go to your main, pass in your, let's say, number include your game scene, and set initialize. You just say new game scene, and I'm not sure if it's gonna crash or any errors. Any errors? Yes, there's errors. Must return the back. Oh, that is true. Game scene. Boolean. It's return true on that for now, since we don't have anything in there right now. There we go. That should work. So there you go. That's the simplest thing you can do with game component. It's basically a simple way to what you call it, to initialize all your stuff that you need, so you don't have to put everything inside of your engine class. So what we're gonna do today, like I said, I know game component was gonna be a simple thing to do. So we're also gonna create a player class. So we're gonna do that real quick now. Create a new class. Oh, we don't even need to do that, but pretty sure you guys can do that yourselves. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Say if and def. Oh, of course. If and def player h. Remember to define player h pound and diff. Okay, so in here we can pass in a class entity, so you don't have to initialize entity in here. You can have void initialize, and well, do I ID? Yes, I will need it actually. You want to include your engine here. Pass in ID 3 device. Let me just call this one simple. ID 3 D11 device. Make sure you pass in this parameter. ID 3 D11 device context. And we're gonna pass in the shader pointer to this. Void update and void update input. Private and pass an entity pointer. Alright, like always, I went ahead and doing my stuff. So in a player CPP file, inside the initialize, you want to call it entity equals entity manager get instance, and say at entity entity. We can initialize a game sprite. That's in a device context shader, and I believe it was Mario Shell. What was the name of it? Mario Shell sprite. As in, what is the size? Yes. Make them big. Frames per second. 24 for it for now. And the rest should be fine, as it is. Inside update, you want to call update inputs. That's all we need in there for now, for this simple player class. Inside of here, say why is it capitalized? Caps lock, I hate you. Entity set velocity and set it to 0 for now. You can pass in input, pointer input equals engine, get engine, get inputs. And inside of here, just make sure if input equals null, then return. Otherwise, say if input is key down, and I'm not sure what kind of, I mean, we can move them left and right, right? So I'm not sure which buttons. I'm not sure if you want to use the arrows or not. I'm gonna use the DNA keys like usually where games use it for. So it's DI underscore D and say M entity set velocity to, let's say 150 for now. Fix it later if it's too slow or too fast. And another input check if you press the A key, this key down, DIKA, and say M entity set velocity, not position, velocity. Come on, bro. Set velocity. Set to negative 150. 0. I believe that should be it for this. I believe so. Alright, so now you want to go to your game scene. Inside of here, you want to include player. You want to create a private variable. That's not what I meant to do. Player, pointer, and player. Player. Okay. Now you're going to go to your game scene. Inside of your initialize, you could, actually, you know what? You also can include texture shader. So we can call that eventually. Yes, this will be fine. So instead, you can say texture shader pointer shader equals cast as a texture shader pointer. Resource manager get instance get shader by name. And it's gonna pass in a texture. So my texture, the name of my texture shader. And say if shader equals null, return false. Otherwise, you want to say m player equals new player. Something I forgot to do. You know what? Before I forget, destructor. Say if m player delete. Anyways, you want to initialize it. Say engine. Probably should add engine. Okay, graphics. And get device, engine, get engine, get graphics, get device context, and pass in the shader. So when you have done so, return true. In the update, you want to say mPlayer update. And I believe that should be it. Hold on, let me see real quick. Alright, so like always I said, you may not have anything here. But maybe you want to create something in the future where you want to put something inside of here. So it's good to have it anyway. Another thing we gotta do, you want to go to our engine and make sure you don't have an entity here because we don't want to initialize anything here anymore. So engine, remove if you still have it. So just if you still have it. I'm deleting it because I still do have it. So trying to see if I have any other references in here for other stuff that I don't need. Like this, I don't need it anymore. I'm doing it in game scene now. Anything else? I believe that's it. Just gonna compile it real quick. Yep, and let's see if it renders. Anything crashes. Nope. There we go. You see that? It's moving now. Haha. So that's it. It's a simple player class. You know, of course, in the future you could add more to it, but like I said, this is a simple engine that I wanted to do. It's nothing like huge. You know. I hope you guys enjoy it though. You guys like this tutorial. I know a lot of people wanted me to do it, and it's similar to my OpenGL engine, so I try to make it as similar as possible. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would like to keep this on my update in the future for myself, so it could be a lot closer to my OpenGL than it is now. I mean, my OpenGL is mostly component based, so it's kind of weird. I know when I was creating it was so weird passing entity in here, you know. So weird because if you have a game component based class, you don't really need to do this. So it's kind of weird. It's been a while I haven't done it that way, but it's not bad either. It's just a different way to create stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, tell other people about this. If there's anything around this tutorial that I did wrong, I could have done better. Like always, I appreciate the feedback. That's always appreciated. And if there's anything you guys want me to do with this engine, let me know in the future. But otherwise, I'm gonna go back to my other game that was supposed to be starting by now. My maze game, or with the one with the Joshi. But but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna continue, but like always, if there's anything that you guys want me to do in here, let me know. It's always appreciated, as always. Yeah. I know some people already told me that they want me to do stuff, but I told them to let me know. So like always, just let me know. I'll be there listening, and I'll figure something out. Uh, yeah. So like always, thumbs up this video if you liked it. I'm gonna do something really quick. added another Added a Pikachu sprite. Game scene or player, I mean. Add it here. And this Pikachu has a little bit less frames. I mean, let's see how it looks like. Might be too quick actually. There we go. It's super quick. Pikachu, hey. I kind of didn't do the. It's because if you search online, the sprites are all together, bunched up, and since my my animation class only works with its horizontal sprite sheet, so I had to update it. So I had to move it correctly. So that's why it kind of like jumps around like that. But yeah. Anyways, I know I was bored right now. But anyway, I'm gonna continue back in my other engine, my other game that was supposed to start. Well, I kind of was supposed to start a long time ago, but since I ended up doing this DirectX engine stuff, so it didn't work that way. So what I'm gonna do there is gonna start doing the A star with that, with all the enemies going on in there. Um, yeah. So I guess I'll just talk about it there when I do that tutorial. I mean, that video. So but yeah, I'll end it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it and truly enjoyed it. Like always, I appreciate the feedback as always. So I'll see you guys next time, and sayonara, guys.